Hey, what's up, everyone? The Dan Sandwich here, and I am back in NBA 2K23. And you know what I hate? I hate it when former players try to discredit the achievements of current players by saying stuff like, "Oh, they couldn't hang in this era," blah 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 blah. And one of the most insane examples of this in recent history was when Charles Oakley, former New York Knick, etc. He went on a podcast and said that Giannis would be a bench player in his era, which is just insane to think about because I can kind of understand it for some players. Like, people would say Steph Curry couldn't play in the 80s or 90s because the three-point shot wasn't as emphasized and, stuff like that, which he could still play back then. Let's just be real. He's still an incredible ball handler and a skilled passer and stuff like that. But this is not about Steph Curry. This is about putting Giannis Antetokounmpo into the Magic versus Bird era, which I feel like Charles Oakley would think should be called the Charles Oakley era. But I'm going to put Giannis Antetokounmpo into the 1984 draft, and I'm going to see if Charles Oakley was right. I feel like Giannis would be able to play in this era because the stuff that he's good at is what they emphasize in that era. Getting to the rim, finishing through contact. He's a big guy who's very strong and very athletic. So I don't think there'd be any trouble for him in this era at all. But we're gonna find out. We're gonna put him up against the greats of this time and see who's right. But I have a feeling that Giannis will be able to hang in this era. I don't have any doubt for that. This is also the first career simulation I'm doing in 2K23, so that's pretty exciting as well. Okay, here we are. Here's the draft class. I tried to do this earlier and it didn't work for some reason, but now you can see we got Charles Barkley and Giannis Antetokounmpo in this draft, so things are going to be as they should be, or as we wanted them to be. So that's cool. Let's simulate through the regular season. All right, at the end of the 1984 season, Magic Johnson wins Most Valuable Player. Ralph Sampson wins Rookie of the Year. Kevin McHale, Sixth Man of the Year. Moses Malone, Defensive Player of the Year. LaSalle Thompson, that's not a guy that I'm familiar with, but he's Most Improved Player. And Brad Nelson, who is the coach of the Lakers, who is the replacement for Pat Riley, he goes 72-10. So that's the best record in NBA history at this point. And that's, ties the, future Bulls record, which is fascinating. Let's go through the end of the playoffs and see. Again, we're not really interested too much in this. We just want to get to the NBA draft and see what happens. The Pistons win the NBA championship. That's the first time I've seen them win a championship in this simulation. I've done a few simulations already just to see what happens, and usually the Lakers win every time. But Pistons win this one, which is interesting. Let's get to the draft lottery and see who's got the chance to get one of the many stars that are, in this draft. And the Kings have the first pick, and the Bulls have the second pick. So if the Kings get Elijah Wan, the Bulls could get Jordan again, which is interesting. 76ers, who already have a pretty stacked team, have the third pick. So they could be adding Barkley as well, which is also interesting. We can get another real life situation there. And then you have the Bulls, the Bullets, and the Clippers rounding out the top six. So one of those guys is going to go to one of those teams most likely. Let's head to the NBA draft and see how that actually shakes out. So with the first pick of the 84 draft, the Kings are going to take Charles Barkley. That's surprising. So of all the guys, they go with Charles Barkley, which, he was a great player for sure, but maybe not the best player available, which means the Bulls are going to take Elijah Wan. And then that leaves the Sixers with Jordan. So that's actually pretty cool. Michael Jordan is going to be teaming up with his childhood idol, Dr. J. And they got Moses Malone. They got a really good team. So that team's going to be pretty awesome. The San Antonio Spurs take John Stockton. I can't think of a more Spurs player than John Stockton. So the Bullets are going to get Giannis Antetokounmpo out of Greece. So that's crazy. All right, so Charles Barkley is an 83 overall in this draft. He goes number 1 to the Kings. Bulls get Elijah Wan again. Jordan goes to that stacked Sixers team, and then you can see the rest here with Giannis on the Bullets. So we're going to be following Giannis's career on the Bullets to see, what he ends up doing, if he's all, if he can really hang in this era. Now Charles Oakley enters the NBA next year. So I will be interested to see that matchup play out as well. All right, here's a look at the Washington Bullets roster with Giannis on the team. You can see it's not an amazing team, but they have a lot of guys that are kind of like maybe younger or entering their prime still. So that's interesting. Could be a good place for Giannis to thrive because he's gonna start, which is not something that happened at the beginning of his actual career. So that's gonna be interesting to look at to see how his career pans out now that he's actually be getting more playing time. The other teams were interested. So here's the Bulls with Hakeem Olajuwon, or Akeem Olajuwon as he's known currently in this universe. So he's going to be kind of being the Michael Jordan of that team, which, that could be good for them. I mean, it seems like they do need a lot of help at center, obviously. So he could be good for them. This is the Kings with Charles Barkley. So he's tied for the best player on the team with Eddie Johnson. So that could be pretty good for him as well. So yeah, pretty cool so far. Oh no, it is the 76ers. We need to take a look at them. Yeah, the 76ers. Here's the 76ers with Michael Jordan. So like I said, they got Moses Malone, Julius Erving, Michael Jordan, Mo Cheeks, Bobby Jones. Like, this team is stacked. Like, they were already good, and then they add Michael Jordan. This is going to be the team to beat in this simulation. That's just crazy. And they're in the same conference as Giannis, so he's going to have to go up against Jordan a lot. But that's what it's looking at right now at the beginning of the 1984 season. So let's see how Giannis does, if he can actually hang. Right now, he's already a starter in this league, so Charles Oakley's already wrong about him being a sixth man, but let's see what his career actually ends up being like. All right, at the end of season 1 of the simulation, the Bullets did not have a great season. They did not make the playoffs, it looks like. Finished with a losing record. But Magic Johnson wins another MVP. And Giannis, however, does get Rookie of the Year. So looks like he can hang in this league. I mean, 52% from the field, 19, 8, and 4 with 2 steals and 2 blocks. So yeah, I mean, he's doing well despite the fact that his team isn't. Which again might be the best situation for him to kind of grow. He might get lost, and he wins a Defensive Player of the Year in his first season, which is crazy. Funny thing, I just watched Click Productions video where he put LeBron and Kobe in this era, and LeBron also won Defensive Player of the Year in his first season, which is crazy. So I guess I don't know what that means, but you got rookies winning Defensive Player of the Year awards, which is nuts. Sleepy Floyd, Most Improved Player. Lakers again with the best record in the league. And Giannis makes All NBA second team, which is crazy, as well as his teammate Jeff Ruland. So that's interesting. Anybody else of note here? Michael Jordan joins his rookie class member Giannis on the All NBA second team. And anybody else worth noting here? All defensive first team, obviously, Giannis is here, but so is Jordan, and so is Olajuwon. So 3 rookies on the all defensive first team, which is crazy. Now, granted, all 3 of those guys, known for their defense, but amazing to see they made it there already at the first season of their careers. The all rookie first team, nothing to be surprised at here. We got Giannis, Barkley, Olajuwon, Jordan, but Jay Humphries makes it here above like John Stockton, who I would have expected to be on the all rookie first team. He's on the all rookie second team, however. And okay, so Washington did make the playoffs, and they are facing off against Michael Jordan in round 1. So that's really interesting to see here. Already facing off against each other. Now Giannis is going to be tasked with guarding an older Julius Erving, which he's the Defensive Player of the Year, so he should be able to handle it. But that's crazy. But let's just simulate through this round. I don't think they're going to be able to make it out of it. I mean, obviously, the Sixers are an incredible team, and yeah, they lose 3-0 to the Sixers there. So yeah, that's going to be it for Giannis. But making it to the playoffs in season one, the Lakers beat the Sixers in the NBA Finals. So Jordan makes it to his first finals, but loses to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and the Lakers, who are just dominant in this simulation. But good season for Giannis, though. Winning Rookie of the Year and DPOY and taking his team to the playoffs. Pretty solid first year already. Let's move on to the NBA draft and see. I didn't look at the lottery. I probably should have real quick, but let's see who we take. I'm just gonna skip to rookie signings so we can just see who the Bullets out of their team this year. And they add Terry Porter, who he's a really good player, and that's gonna really help out the team, I think. Actually, let me see where did Charles Oakley go? I want to keep an eye out for this because that's gonna be the funny thing to keep an eye out. So the Mavericks have Charles Oakley, so we won't see them unless we are in the finals, which is funny. Let's see how Giannis progressed into year 2. Again, a stellar rookie season. And he bumped up to an 82 overall, so that's 4 overall points improved there. So he is now the second best player in the team. All right, at the end of the second season, 1986, Michael Jordan wins MVP in his second year, which is crazy, especially considering how good his team is. For him to kind of stand out and take over, that's really impressive. Karl Malone, the Rookie of the Year. Oh my God, dude! So the Spurs got Stockton Malone. That's crazy. That's nuts. I didn't even look at that. That's really cool. Jim Paxson, Sixth Man of the Year. Hakeem Olajuwon wins his first Defensive Player of the Year, probably his first of many. And he wins Most Improved Player as well. Who's Billy Cunningham coaching? He's the 76ers coach, so that makes sense. They probably would have had the best record in the league. Jordan jumps to the All-NBA first team, obviously being the MVP. That's what happens. And Olajuwon is also on the All-NBA first team, and so is Karl Malone. Rookie Karl Malone making an All-NBA first team. So Giannis is on the third team. So he still had a good season, but not as good as last year, but still pretty good overall. He made All-Defensive first team, though, so, he kind of made up for maybe his lack of offense. What were his numbers like this year? So his numbers this season were pretty similar to where they were last year. Shot a little bit better from the field, but the same amount of points per game, basically. Just a little bit more rebounds, a little bit fewer assists. So pretty much the same stats. So that would make sense why he maybe dropped down to the All NBA's third team. But still a really good season overall. And they did make the playoffs. They are now the 6th seed, going up against the Boston Celtics, who are just a powerhouse. Obviously in this era with Larry Bird, Dennis Johnson, Kevin McHale, Robert Parrish. Really, really good team there. And so Giannis is going to have a tough cover with Larry Bird. But let's see if they advance out of this round. And they do not. They take it to game 5, though. So a respectable exit. Boston's a tough team to beat, obviously. And the Celtics go on to win the NBA championship. Behind Larry Bird, and they face the Lakers in the finals. So obviously that rivalry is alive and well, of course. All right, this year's NBA draft, the Supersonics get Chuck Person, number 1 overall. Mark Price goes to the Suns. The Mavericks get another former Bull, Ron Harper. So Ron Harper and Charles Oakley teaming up again, which is fun. The Spurs get Brad Daugherty. So, man, the Spurs, if they don't win a championship sometime soon, I don't know what they're doing, because now they have Stockton, Malone, and Daugherty. That's an incredible team. That's really, really impressive. The Knicks get Steph Curry's dad, and the Bulls get Arvydas Sabonis. So that's interesting. So you're going to have Sabonis and Olajuwon in the same team. And in this universe, he's coming in the NBA at 21 years old instead of waiting until he's 35. So that's pretty interesting as well. Right now, he's not good enough to start, but I feel like in the near future, they're going to have to figure out who's going to play power forward on that team. On to player progression, and Giannis jumps up to an 86 now. He's only 20 years old still. Terry Porter, who they drafted last season, goes up to 78, so that's good for this team as well. Jeff Ruland is still here at 87 overall. So they're building a pretty decent squad now. Maybe not a contender for the championship quite yet. But they got a lot of time left still. I mean, Giannis came in the NBA before most players in this era did. At like 18 years old. All right, at the end of the 87 season, Magic Johnson wins another MVP award. Mark Bridges is Rookie of the Year. That's not who I would have expected. Hot Rod Williams, Sixth Man of the Year. Hakeem Olajuwon, again, Defensive Player of the Year. Joe Dumars, Most Improved Player. Alexander Kreisdale, who is the Portland Trailblazers coach. They win 62-20. And Charles Barkley is on the All-NBA first team for the first time, along with Magic Johnson, Isaiah Thomas, Larry Bird. Michael Jordan gets knocked down to the second team, and Giannis is back to the second team now. Giannis All-Defensive first team again. And the Bullets miss out on the playoffs this year. So that's disappointing. I thought the team was going to be getting a little bit better, but I guess the rest of the league got better as well. And Michael Jordan wins his first championship of this simulation. It was only a matter of time because he's still on that ridiculous 76ers team. All right, this year's NBA draft, the Hawks get David Robinson. Scottie Pippen goes to the Nets. The Suns get Derek McKee. Bulls get Horace Grant, who was he went to the Bulls in real life. We get Dalton Garrett, another power forward. So we're going to be pretty stacked at that position. Into player progression, and Giannis is now the de facto best player on the team. And you can see the team still has some work to do to fill out the rest of the roster, which is weird. But Giannis is now a 91 overall. Ruland is down to 86. He's starting to regress a little bit at the age of 28. Terry Porter got up to 81, so that's good for him. But yeah, I don't think this team's gonna be great. Magic Johnson collects another MVP. David Robinson, Rookie of the Year. Let's see. Olajuwon gets another Defensive Player of the Year. Wang Trippica, the Dallas Mavericks coach. They are the best team in the NBA, or they get the Coach of the Year. And Giannis makes it to the All-NBA first team. Now, our record this year was decent. We had a winning record. So I'm going to see how that translates to the playoffs. And Karl Malone is on the All-NBA first team as well, which makes sense. That was only a matter of time. And the Bullets were the 8th seed, going up against the Celtics once again in round 1. Again, that's going to be a tough matchup. Yeah, they get eliminated 3-0. So far, no playoff success for Giannis, but he's also been up against some really stiff competition. And Dallas Mavericks win the NBA championship. So I guess Charles Oakley was right. I guess this really is his era. All right, taking a look at this year's draft. Danny Manning goes to the New Jersey Nets. Mitch Richmond goes to the Pacers. Rick Smith's on the Suns. Percy Hawkins on the Hornets. Not an amazing draft here. Maybe some guys are going to be pretty good, but nothing like mind-blowing. Bullets get Rex Chapman. That's actually a pretty good pickup for them because they needed a shooting guard for sure. He's a guy who can shoot. Giannis is up to a 93 overall now. I wonder where that puts him in like the grand scheme of the NBA. But again, the team is still looking, not amazing. So I don't know. He's still got a long time to go. He's only 22 years old. All right, at the end of the 89 season, and Michael Jordan wins his second MVP and averages 35 points a game, and 61% from 3. I doubt he shot very many threes though, but that's still pretty crazy. I mean, he's shooting crazy 3-point numbers for his career so far. Well, at least the last 2 seasons. But how many 3-pointers does that actually equate to? So yeah, he only made 13 with 13 for 21. So yeah, still not a whole lot of 3-point shots in this era, obviously, but that's pretty crazy to see no matter what. Hakeem just picking up more and more Defensive Player of the Years. Giannis on the All-NBA first team again. That's going to mean he's also on the All-Defensive first team, of course. And the Bullets improved to the 4th seed. So for the first time, they have home court advantage in the first round facing the New York Knicks. So who's on the Knicks right now? So the Knicks got Patrick Ewing. I somehow missed that. They got Patrick Ewing and Del Curry, Bernard King, Jay Humphries. That's a good team. That's a really good team. I think they're probably better than us. I'm not gonna lie. Although Giannis, he is that guy. He's definitely that guy. So let's see what happens in round one against the Knicks. And it doesn't matter. Yeah, they were the better team. I thought they might be, and they lose 3-0 to the Knicks. Let's just get through the rest of the playoffs. And Jordan gets his second championship of this simulation as well. On to player progression, and now Giannis is a 94. But the team really hasn't changed. They did get John Paxson in free agency, it looks like. But the team is still the team. So I mean, I don't think things are going to change anytime soon, unfortunately. But again, he's got a long way to go. And Hakeem Olajuwon wins his first MVP at the end of the 1990 season. Tim Hardaway, Rookie of the Year for the Bucks. Let's see, Olajuwon, of course, is that his fifth Defensive Player of the Year award? Yep, that's his fifth Defensive Player of the Year award. But it's first MVP so far. Giannis is still on the All-NBA first team, of course. And the All-Defensive first team. And let's see. The Bullets are the fourth seed again. But now they have to face Boston, who are probably still a really good team. But they're getting a little bit older now. Let's see who's on their roster right now. So yeah, they're still really good. They're still really good. Larry Bird is still 94 overall. So I don't know, man. This is still a really tough matchup for us. But who knows? We might be able to make it out of the first round this time. Let's see. And yeah, they do. They actually knock off the Celtics. They get out of the first round, and the Nets beat the Knicks in the first round. It's an 8-1 seed upset. Which is crazy. So let's see who is on their team. We haven't seen them yet. So, okay, so the Nets have Sleepy Floyd, Scottie Pippen, Danny Manning, Buck Williams. That's a good team. How are they only an 8th seed? Now, I do have injuries on in this simulation, so it's possible that that's why they haven't done as well. But that's still really surprising that they were only an 8th seed. Because that's a really good team. That's a really good team. But let's see if Pippen can stop Giannis. And they cannot. All right, cool. So went to Game 7. But we're now in the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time and facing off against the reigning MVP Hakeem Olajuwon and the rest of the Chicago Bulls. What does their team look like? So they have Richie Kerr, Reggie Theus, Chris Mullin, Horace Grant, and Hakeem Olajuwon. So that's a really good squad as well. But, Giannis should be able to neutralize Mullin's outside shooting, I'm guessing. But that's still a really tough team. And I think they also have, off the bench, they have Sabonis as well, which is crazy. They got a stacked team for sure. But let's see if we can make it to the NBA Finals. And yeah, I was not expecting us to get there. And the Bulls knock us down. But still, getting out of the first round and getting to the Eastern Conference Finals, that's a big improvement for our team. And the Bulls go on to win the championship behind Hakeem Olajuwon's incredible season. So that's another interesting thing to note is both Michael Jordan and Hakeem Olajuwon have won championships way before they did in real life. So they got a lot more to win, most likely. All right, back to player progression at the end, or before the 1990 season starts. Giannis up to a 95 overall now. And then the rest of the team is the rest of the team. It hasn't really changed yet. So yeah, I mean, we're just not a free agency destination, it looks like. No one wants to team up with Giannis somehow. And Jeff Ruland, his prime is definitely over, and he's starting to decline. So somehow, despite not having a really great team on paper, the Bullets crushed it this season. They won like 58 games, I think. And Giannis wins his first MVP award 26, 10, 5, 2 steals, 2 blocks a game, shooting 56% from the field, 81 from the free throw line. So that's really good because he's not a great free throw shooter in real life. And 40% from the 3-point line. Now, again, he probably didn't shoot many 3-pointers, but still, though. Wow, okay, so he's actually shot quite a few 3-pointers relative to the rest of the league. I mean, he made 85 and shooting over 200 of them. I mean, back then, that's flinging that rock, you know? That's definitely not typical for this, version of the NBA. But yeah, his first MVP award. The Bullets had a great season. Let's see, Elijah gets another Defensive Player of the Year award. So Giannis got that first one, but I think Elijah's going to take the rest, most likely. And yeah, so Christian Willis is the coach of the Lakers now. But I'll have to double check to see what the Bullets record was because it was really, really good. And I don't know if Daryl Bremer is a real player, but he's all NBA point guard. All right. With Mark Price, Giannis, of course, winning MVP is up here. The Spurs just have not done anything yet with Stockton, Malone, and who else did they have on the team? There was another big acquisition. I can't remember. I'm blanking on it right now. But they have a really good team, and I haven't seen them do anything in the playoffs yet. Yeah, they didn't even make the playoffs, which is crazy. But yeah, we were the first seed in the East. Yeah, 59 games, which is just crazy. Again, I didn't think this team had it, in them. But they're facing Detroit in round 1. Hopefully they can, get out of round 1. And yeah, they didn't pick up anybody else during the course of the season. It's just the team, But the Pistons are still pretty good. They have Gary Payton now instead of Isaiah Thomas. I wonder where he went. And the rest of the team, I mean, they got Bill Laimbeer and Brad Daugherty. Oh, okay, so yeah, Daugherty was the guy who was on the Spurs. He must have left. They must have not re-signed him for some reason. Because, yeah, that would have been a really awesome matchup. But, yeah, I mean, you got, Gary Payton now on the Pistons. That's a tough team still. So, hopefully we can get out of round 1. And they do. Okay, so 3-0 sweep. They're facing Boston again in round 2. We beat them last year in round 1, so hopefully we can move past them. They got a lot worse. They dropped off considerably. They still have Bird and McHale, but everyone else is gone. But yeah, they got Vlade Divac instead of Robert Parrish, so that's a downgrade for sure. Still a solid player, but he's definitely not Robert Parrish. So we should be able to move past them, I think. Even though Larry Bird is that guy. Okay, yeah, we eliminate him 4-1. Going up against the Knicks, we faced them in round 1 last year. So they're basically the same team again. Ewing is a little bit better now. Everyone on their team got a little bit better, but they're still the same teams that we should be able to get to the NBA Finals this year. And we do to face the Los Angeles Lakers. And we're going to go against Magic Johnson still here. They got Byron Scott, Xavier McDaniel, and Dino Raja. So they're not quite the Showtime Lakers anymore. Obviously, Kareem must have retired, of course. But they're still a really good team and worthy, of being in the NBA Finals. So we're gonna take this game through game. Let's do some simcast action. I want to see Giannis out on the court. See what this looks like up against the Lakers. Can we get a close game here? All right, so down 4, fourth quarter, 1:35 to go. Yeah, let's jump in and see what this looks like with Giannis in the 80s. Oh man, look at that camera right there. I gotta choose not to be on the Bullets. And yeah, let's take a look here at some of this footage. God, I'm so bad at talking sometimes. Well, there you go. You see Giannis Antetokounmpo on the court, of course, wearing 34. And did they just sub him out? Yeah, he's on the bench. What the hell are they doing? They just subbed out Giannis. Like, that's the whole point of us being here. And I gotta get out of this broadcast camera. Why does it keep going to broadcast? Okay, it says 2K. All right. Giannis is on the bench. So this might not even be worth looking at. And no, like, this is bizarre because Magic is also on the bench right now too. We got Terry Porter bringing the ball up to court. I'm not even sure if I should keep watching this. Yeah, I'm just gonna simulate the rest of this because like we're here to see Giannis and Magic, not these guys. Yeah, okay, and the Lakers pull away with a win. Probably because the Bullets benched Giannis. They shouldn't have done that. So Lakers take game 1. Let's jump into game 2 to see if we can get another close one. Bullets are up early, and they look like they're going to hold on to that lead. Yeah, they blow them out in game 2. Got a little bit closer at the end there, but they take game 2. Going to game 3. The Bullets are up. Actually, close game, but the Bullets pull away with it at the end there. So the Bullets are up 2-1 in the NBA Finals against the Lakers and Magic Johnson. Can Giannis get his first championship of this video? Looks like they're running away with it still. Oh, that's still pretty close. All right, so close game in the fourth quarter so far. Oh, okay. But the Lakers pulled it out. Yeah, Lakers pulled away. I was going to jump in there, but it wouldn't have made any difference. Tied 2-2 going into game 5. And the Bullets are pulling away with this one. But the Lakers made a comeback at the end. Oh, man, I really wish I would have jumped into that one. Lakers are up 3-2. So can Giannis get the Bullets back into this here? And it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. So Magic Johnson, too much to handle for the Bullets and Giannis. So that's too bad. After a great season, get to the NBA Finals, but just run up against Magic Johnson, who was just crushing it. All right, Giannis is kind of staying pat now at 95 overall. He's still only 25 years old, and like that's still a long time to go, but he might be plateauing already. And again, the rest of the team is kind of still the rest of the team. Harry Porter's starting to decline now. So is Jeff Ruland. He's really on the way down. But this is Giannis's last year of his current contract. So it'd be interesting to see if him move away from this team possibly. We know he's loyal to the soil in real life, but it could be interesting to see what happens going into this season. And yeah, we should actually be seeing the eras switch over here as well. Yep, here we go. So now we are going into the Jordan era. And yeah, I mean, in 91, Jordan won his first championship, and he already has 2 already going into this new Jordan era. So he's already got a head start on what he did in real life. But again, we're focusing on the Bullets and what they can do. All right, now at the end of the 92 season, Hakeem, now with an H, wins another MVP, his second one, I believe. And Giannis gets the Defensive Player of the Year award. So that's his second Defensive Player of the Year award for him. They actually had a pretty good season despite having a worse team than they did the year before. But Jordan's still here, obviously. Giannis on the all NBA first team. Karl Malone's still kicking around. And obviously Elijah Wan's right there as well. And the Bullets were the 4th seed, and they're going to be facing Hakeem Olajuwon and his Chicago Bulls. And there's the Spurs. There they go. They're finally in the playoffs now. But yeah, let's see who else the Bulls have on their team. So they've got Horace Grant still. They got Reggie Lewis, and they got Michael Williams. And man, dude, the Bulls are really down bad now. I don't think we're gonna make it out of this one unless Giannis can really just carry that team. But let's find out. I think it's gonna be a tough one. Yeah, they get eliminated by the Bulls in round 1. That sucks. It's really not going as planned. And the Knicks win a championship behind Patrick Ewing. That's crazy. That's something they couldn't do in real life. Craziness. Where like I just realized is Philadelphia with Michael Jordan didn't even make the playoffs. Huh. So much for being the Jordan era. But of course, this is the year where Shaquille O'Neal enters the draft. Um, so yeah, that's the big thing here. You can see him in the picture right there, which is cool. I like that a lot. Yeah, let's enter the NBA draft and see who gets Shaq. Shaquille O'Neal's going to the Pacers. I'll just take a look at their team to see who else they have on their team. There's the rest of the draft. It's whatever. Now going into free agency again, Giannis was in the last year of his deal, so it'll be interesting to see what happens there with Giannis. Although it looks like he must have re-signed. He must have re-signed during the course of the season. Okay, so he's there to stay. Again, like I said, he's a loyal guy. So that's interesting to see him stick it out with his Bullets team. And at 26 years old, he's starting to decline a little bit. That's surprising as well. He still has a hell of a resume already. I mean, an MVP award, 6-time All-Star, two-time Defensive Player of the Year award winner, Rookie of the Year, which you don't see there. But yeah, it's odd to see him starting to decline already at 26. So Giannis gathers his second MVP award, tying his accomplishment in real life with 2 MVPs. Christian Laettner was Rookie of the Year, not Shaquille O'Neal, which is weird. And Hakeem Olajuwon gets Defensive Player of the Year. The Bullets were actually pretty solid, despite me thinking they were not going to be. Again, it's just Giannis, carrying that team right now, and and they're actually the number 2 seed. Okay, crazy. I didn't think their record was that great. 48-34, so not even winning 50 games in a season. I guess that's good enough to get you the second seed in the East. Going up against the Bucks, let's see who's on their squad. They got Terrell Brandon, Sidney Moncrief, Terry Mills. Again, we got Giannis, and that's apparently enough in this world. But is it enough to get out of round 1? And it isn't. Yeah, they got eliminated round 1 by the Bucks, and the Trailblazers win an NBA championship behind Ralph Sampson, who's on the Blazers now. That's crazy. At the end of the draft this season, and Penny Hardaway joins his real life teammate Shaquille O'Neal in Indiana. That's crazy. It's always funny how that happens. Giannis is staying in 94 overall, and the rest of the team is also the same. I mean, they just can't get any free agencies to come to Washington. I mean, it's tough. It's kind of like it's almost like the situation where Washington was at for a while in real life, where they were good enough to make the playoffs, maybe make a little bit of noise, but never be able to get any farther. But Giannis is 27 now. He's got a long time left on his deal. I don't know if we'll see Giannis get a championship, but I mean, I don't know. He's still in his prime, so it could change. Here we are at the end of the 1994 season, and Hakeem gets his 3rd MVP award. What's interesting is I haven't seen Michael Jordan do anything at all in this era yet. It was still pretty early in this era, but he had those 2 championships in the 80s. That's really been it so far. And of course, Hakeem gets another Defensive Player of the Year. That's got to be his 8th? Yeah, his 8th Defensive Player of the Year award. Ridiculous. So I think Hakeem might be the current GOAT right now. Giannis still good enough to be on the All-NBA first team. And yeah, is Jordan even here? Like, what the hell? And Jordan's on the Cavaliers. When did that happen? So he left Philadelphia at the end of the 92 season, which is weird. To go to the Cleveland Cavaliers. That's crazy. But yeah, he got 2 MVP awards earlier on in his career, 2 championships early on in his career already. He hasn't done anything since. That's really weird to see. Michael Jordan not being anything in this simulation. Washington had a much worse season this year. And they were 41-41, which doesn't actually sound a whole lot worse than what they did last season, but they're down to the 8th seed this time. to face Hakeem and his Chicago Bulls. And then Jordan's Cavaliers were good enough to be the second seed against his former team, the 76ers, right there. Again, we've seen this Bulls team before. Nothing's really changed there. So I doubt we're going to be able to get out of this first round matchup because they are stacked. And nope, yeah, not able to make it. So that's another year, another playoff exit. And the Timberwolves win the NBA championship behind Isaiah Thomas. So Isaiah Thomas left the Pistons, go to the Timberwolves, and he wins the championship there. That's nuts. In the 94 draft, Jason Kidd goes to the Supersonics. Grant Hill's on the Kings. I wonder if Barkley's still there or if he left. I actually haven't been keeping track of that. But that'd be a really good combination there. And that's not Kevin Garnett. that's Dan Garnett. I was gonna say I don't think he's in this draft. All right, the Bullets are really not a player in free agency. My God, this is their team right now. They have 5 guys right now. They got Juwan Howard, who I think he played for the Bullets in real life. Maybe when they were the Wizards, I can't remember. But yeah, man, this is not looking good. I mean, Giannis is still great, but man, they gotta get some free agents on this team at some point. All right, so I don't know who the hell they added to their team, but they won like 58 games again, and Giannis was an MVP again. So I'm gonna have to take a look at their team in a second here, but that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Hakeem, another defensive player of the year award. Is just like every year for this guy. But Giannis is hurt going into the playoffs for this season. Oh my God, they have their best season in years, and Giannis is out for the playoffs. Holy crap! Wow, that's nuts. That's crazy. They're the number 2 seed, 56 games. Who's on this team? So it's they didn't really like it was just Giannis. It was just Giannis again. Like they got Dan Murley. He's solid, but like what the hell, dude? That sucks. That super sucks. All right. I mean, I doubt they'll be able to make it out of round 1. Yeah, without Giannis, no way. Man, that's what happens when there's injuries on. All right, the 95 NBA draft, I believe. Kevin Garnett goes to the Hornets. Michael Finley's on the Timberwolves. Damon Stoudemire on the Suns. Joe Smith on the Raptors, who are in the league now. I didn't even realize that. Bryant Reeves, Big Country, right there. Bryant Reeves gets drafted above Gary Sackhouse somehow. Into player progression, and we finally got a free agent on this team. It's Wayman Tisdale, at 84 overall. But now Giannis is starting to regress at the age of 29. So the window is starting to close for Giannis and his championship dreams. That's unfortunate. That really is unfortunate that hasn't been able to get anything going really. And then the 1 year they have an awesome season, he gets injured for the playoffs. That's crazy. That's just how it goes sometimes, though. All right, so the Bullets went 74-8. I'm not making it up. They went 74-8. Giannis was his 4th MVP award. He better not be injured, man. He better not be injured. I will freak out if he's injured going into this playoffs. Okay, cool. He's healthy. Man, I could not believe it. I was just sitting there watching the record just keep going up and up and up and up. Like, how did this team do that? Like, they got a free agent finally, but like this is their starting roster. It's not crazy, but you know, Giannis is that dude. He really is. So yeah, definitely not a 6 man in this era, but he's got to win a championship, man. He's got to win a championship. Let's just simulate the round. They're going against the Raptors in round 1, going against the Nets in round 2. They win easily there, and they're going up against Michael Jordan and the Cavaliers. Now Jordan is on the way out, It's on the way down at 89 overall right now. The Cavaliers got Mark Price just like they did in real life. And they got Tony Kukoc. So like it's a weird mix of like Cavaliers with Mark Price and then like Jordan and his teammate with Kukoc. So that's really funny. But yeah, I mean this is who they got to beat in the Eastern Conference Finals. The top two seeds. Let's simulate the round and they make it to the NBA Finals. So for the first time in a while, Giannis is in the NBA Finals up against the Los Angeles Clippers, who have Danny Manning, Glenn Rice, and Muggsy Bogues. Muggsy Bogues is playing the 2. Dan Murley is going to have a field day. He's just going to be shooting over Bogues all day long. That's crazy. I don't know why they give Bogues the option to play the 2 guard, but all right, whatever. But here we go. This is, I think, their best chance at a championship so far. Let's simulate. Let's go simcast here, and hopefully the Bullets can pull it out. But the Clippers are winning this one handedly. How did that? Well, it came down to the wire at the end there, but like that, I don't understand how it's so close. What are they doing? I feel like the Bullets have to be the better team here. But are the Clippers gonna? All right, so the Bullets are pulling away now in the fourth quarter. Okay, so they got this game under control now. All right. Gonna simcast again for game 3. Come on, Giannis, you can do this. All right, sweet. So they're up big in game 3. Oh, super big. Okay. All right, cool. I'm just gonna simulate. This game. I'm gonna simulate through that game. So they're up 3-1, and they win the championship. So at age 31, I believe Giannis was his first championship. 30, okay, age 30. He re-signed for another deal as well. So he's staying in Washington. But they win their first championship with Giannis at age 30. So he's got a ton of MVPs under his belt. They tie the, well, actually they beat the best record of all time, 74-8. That's crazy. So yeah, Giannis is definitely gonna be one of the greatest of all time now. But this, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is the Kobe draft, and Kobe Bryant goes to the Phoenix Suns. Let's see. The Suns have got a lot of great players on their team now, I believe. I have to look at their roster. I haven't seen them do anything in the playoffs. They're always at the top of the NBA draft, so I don't know what that tells you. Giannis has actually bumped up to a 94. I think it was a 93 last season, so he's feeling a little bit better after his championship run. So that's good. The rest of the team is starting to get a little bit better as well. So okay. So maybe they can go back to back this year. That would be something. Giannis with another MVP. That's 5 MVP awards for him. And the Bullets won like 55 games, so definitely not as good as what they did the season before, but it's still a really great season for them. Allen Iverson wins Rookie of the Year in that stacked draft class. He went to the Bucks. And David Robinson is Defensive Player of the Year. So no Hakeem for Defensive Player of the Year for the first time in a while. And yeah, that's let's see. Allen Iverson makes All-NBA second team in his rookie season, and there's no MJ here. So that's nuts. Like, he's on all defensive first team, of course, but like this was the year that MJ was like winning his 5th title, and he's just not even like a big deal anymore. Like the Cavaliers didn't even make the playoffs, which is crazy. But the Washington Bullets, they were the number 1 seed this year again. Charlotte, let's see, they've got Kevin Garnett and Hersey Hawkins, Antoine Walker. So a pretty decent squad there. But we should be able to handle them. Yep, no trouble there, 3-0. Who's on the 76ers now? It's been a while since we've seen them in the playoffs. Isaiah Ryder, Antonio McDyess, Rick Smits, a decent team there. Those uniforms are awful though. those are just terrible. Um, so we should be able to handle them, I think. Yep, 4-0, no problem there as well. Still haven't lost a game in the playoffs. And now we're going up against Shaquille O'Neal and Penny Hardaway on the Pacers. And it's really just them. It's just those two guys. But they made it out of the 7th seed to go to the Eastern Conference Finals. I feel like we should be able to handle them. Let's simulate through the round. And yeah, okay, wow, all right. I think we came out from 3-1 to beat the Pacers in the Eastern Conference Finals. And Giannis is in his 3rd NBA Finals, trying to go back-to-back, going up against the Golden State Warriors this time. They have Joe Dumars, who won the championship not too long ago with the Warriors, and Terry Mills, Detlef Schrempf is here. But yeah, I feel like this is another one that the Bullets can win. Let's just I'm not gonna go Simcast unless we get a game 7. So Bullets take game 1, ties up 2-2. Bullets go 2-1, 3-1, and 3-2. Come on, Giannis, pull it out. All right, sweet. So Giannis wins his 2nd NBA title after winning his 5th MVP. So yeah, I think it's pretty much a guarantee that he's going to be one of the best of all time now. I'm gonna start looking for, like, the guys that we drafted into with. I keep looking to see, I don't know how much longer Jordan's got. But yeah, I haven't really seen, like, Hakeem Olajuwon's been the guy. It hasn't really been like Jordan had those 2 seasons early on in his career. He did really, really well. And then it's really just been Hakeem. We haven't really seen anything from Barkley or the Stockton Malone. Spurs did nothing. Tim Duncan goes to the Vancouver Grizzlies, and Chauncey Billups is going to go help out Michael Jordan on the Cavaliers. That's a good pickup for them. The Nets get Tracy McGrady, which is cool. I also just noticed that we're the Washington Wizards now. Giannis is still 94 overall. Wayman Tisdale is still solid. Juwan Howard is still here. Terry Porter's starting to decline now, though. So I mean, we got our 2 chips. Maybe that's the all we're gonna get. But Giannis is still Giannis. So I mean, it could still be good enough to keep it going. And Giannis, it's his 6th MVP award. Unbelievable. That's just crazy. I mean, I had a feeling he was going to be really good in this era because of his skill set, but like, I can't believe that he's got 6 MVPs already. Insane. Tim Duncan, Rookie of the Year, no surprise there. David Robinson gets another Defensive Player of the Year award. We got a whole bunch of guys here that are kind of new to this screen, except for David Robinson. But we got Jason Kidd, Steve Nash, Kevin Garnett. We're officially in the 90s now. And is Jordan even... Like, it's crazy to me that Jordan is fallen off that much already. And I haven't seen Hakeem on here either. Oh, Hakeem's right there. He's still all NBA quality. But yeah, like, Jordan hasn't really done anything in a while, at least. The Wizards, however, were only... It's going to be weird saying the Wizards now. But the Wizards were only the 3rd seed, despite Giannis's MVP season. They're facing Atlanta in round 1. They have Mark Jackson, Charles Oakley. Okay, so a little rivalry there, sort of, I guess. David Robinson is their starting center. So they got a pretty good team. Wait, hold on a sec. Let me just look at something real quick. We have Patrick Ewing now. When did that happen? We got Patrick Ewing. I feel like that would have, I should have noticed that, but okay. All right, Patrick Ewing and David Robinson. Old man Patrick Ewing, 84 overall now. But yeah, that's pretty solid. I mean, I'm surprised Patrick Ewing has declined that much already. But let's see. We get out of round 1, no problem. Now we're going against Philadelphia. They have kind of the same team they had before, although they have Sharif Abdur-Rahim now, he's a really good player. But they're really good. They got all 80 overalls and up on their team, so that's a solid squad. Can we get out of round 2? Cannot. So we lose to the Philadelphia 76ers. Maybe I think our window might be closing. And Danielle Marshall is the finals MVP. That's crazy. That's actually crazy. All right. I mean, the dude, he had the most 3-pointers in a game for a while. Tied with Kobe for a while. So all right. Magic Johnson retires. This dude, he made it to 38, so that's cool. Dominique Wilkins retires. Magic Johnson, he had 4 MVPs and 4 championships. I thought he had more championships because it seemed like he was winning every year for a while. But still really, really good. Of course, obviously. And then Dominique is here. He was rookie of the year, I think, or he won most improved player at one point, something like that. But I just keep waiting to see Jordan pop in there. It's probably gonna be pretty soon with the way his career has gone. 1998 draft. This is a really solid draft as well. I mean, you got Paul Pierce, Vince Carter, Dirk Nowitzki is on the Cavaliers now, so Jordan's gonna get a little bit more help. Maybe he can make it to the playoffs this year. And then Mike Bibby's here, Antoine Jameson, Rafer Alston gets drafted. That's cool. Skip to my Lou. I don't think he made it to the NBA so much later either. Larry Hughes. This is a solid draft. You got a lot of really, really good players here. Rashard Lewis, Bonzi Wells. Yeah, this is a solid draft. All right, Giannis is still the best player in the team at 32 years old. Ewing is definitely starting to decline. I guess he's 35, so he's definitely getting up there. So yeah, I mean the team's starting to get a little bit worse now. At the end of the 1999 season, Kevin Garnett wins MVP. That's cool. I mean, he won MVP in 2003, I think, 2002, 2003. So that's much earlier than he was going to. Vince Carter. That looks weird seeing Vince Carter in the Celtics jersey. He wore a lot of jerseys in his career, never the Celtics. So that's weird looking. But he wins Rookie of the Year. That's cool. Alonzo Mourning, Defensive Player of the Year. He's on the Heat. That's neat. All right. I didn't mean to rhyme there, but that's cool. So yeah, not any of the guys we've been kind of seeing mostly winning those awards now. So Giannis is still on all NBA first team, and Hakeem is still all NBA second team. But there's Kobe. We haven't seen him do anything yet, but he's it's only a few years into his career. He's already on the all NBA third team. Jordan is finally getting some recognition now on all NBA second team. His career's got to be coming to an end pretty soon. And let's see, the Wizards were the 3rd seed. Michael Jordan didn't make the playoffs again. We're going up against the Milwaukee Bucks, and they have Allen Iverson. Okay, and that's pretty much it. Well, Jalen Rose is all right. And Terrell Brandon. Probably a better team than ours, to be honest. But it doesn't matter. We have Giannis, and that's enough to get to round 2. Facing the 76ers again. They knocked us out of the playoffs last season. Their team is exactly the same. So they're probably going to do the same to us this year, unless something crazy happens. Nope. Yeah, doesn't matter. Atlanta and Philadelphia in the Eastern Conference Finals, but let's just go through the end of the playoffs. The Lakers win a championship behind Terry Mills? I don't know who that is. He might be a real guy. He might not be. But they win. 1999 draft. Let's see. Which draft is this? Okay. All right. So, okay. Pretty solid here. I mean, what's cool here is you have like Manu Ginobili coming into the league at 21. I don't think he actually entered the league until he was like 25. So that's kind of neat. They have some of these guys that, started their careers overseas entering in as like young bucks. And Giannis is starting to decline again. He declined a little bit before and then plateaued for a little bit longer, and then he's on his way back down now. 93 years overall, but he's 33 years old, so that makes sense. We got Rod Strickland. I don't think he's on the team last year, so that's pretty cool. So we're a little bit better, I think, than we were before, but still nothing great there. But, it's still got Giannis, and that has proven to be enough in the past. So I've seen a lot of unlikely MVPs in 2K. This might be the least likely MVP. Joe Smith. I mean, he put up crazy numbers, man. 30 points, 13 rebounds, almost 14 rebounds a game. 5 assists, 2 steals. That's Joe Smith, huh? All right, cool. I mean, whatever. Manu Ginobili wins Rookie of the Year. Don't know who Zach Manning is. Shaquille O'Neal wins Defensive Player of the Year. And Tracy McGrady wins Most Improved Player, which I think he won that in real life as well, which is cool. Let's see. Giannis is all NBA first team again. And the Wizards were the 4th seed, a little bit better than last year in that respect, going up against the Atlanta Hawks. They have no one. They have Nick Anderson, and that's Pat Garrity. Like, how did this team make the play? Oh, okay, I see. They have David Robinson. He must be injured though. That makes sense. I think we faced them last year, I think, right? But yeah, without David Robinson, they're not going to be able to make it out of the first round. We go up against Philadelphia again. Let's see, they're probably the same team as they have been before. Basically, yeah, they're getting a little bit older and getting a little bit worse, but they're kind of the same team as they were before, which means we are probably not going to make it into the Eastern Conference Finals. Nope. All right, Philadelphia there. Yeah, so let's just keep it going now. Philadelphia wins their championship behind Sharif Abdur-Rahim. John Stockton retired. I don't think we saw him do anything. Made a bunch of All-Star teams, but that's really it. I don't even know if he's a Hall of Famer in this universe. So that's crazy. Yeah, John Stockton doesn't even make the Hall of Fame. I didn't even know Clyde Drexler retired. NBA draft. The 2000 NBA draft, I think, is historically one of the worst drafts of all time. Just based off of what experts and stuff like that say. Let's see who gets drafted this year. Oh yeah, this is a Kenyon Martin, Stromile Swift. Not an amazing draft. Darius Miles is here. Hito Turkoglu. Some guys who had solid careers. Michael Redd, kind of an underrated guy, in my opinion. So pretty decent players there. But yeah, I mean, historically not the best drafts in NBA history. And Giannis is steadily declining now 92 overall. Patrick Ewing is down to 76. So, it's starting to get a little bad for the Wizards. I mean, I would expect if this is real life, you'd probably have guys coming to that team to ring chase behind Giannis, but so far he hasn't really gotten as much help. All right, at the end of the 2001 season, Stephon Marbury wins MVP. That's crazy. Kenyon Martin, Rookie of the Year. Shaq gets another Defensive Player of the Year award. Is Giannis still up here? Okay, he's all NBA 13, so he's still one of the best players in the NBA. I mean, he's still what, a 92 overall? Yeah, I mean, he's not going anywhere anytime soon. Really. Washington, they were the 5th seed in the playoffs this year, going against Orlando. They have Jerry Stackhouse, Sean Kemp, Elton Brand. That's a good team. That's a really good team. Kenny Anderson. So I feel like we're probably not going to get out of the round this time. Nope. Yeah. So like the rest of the playoffs, Timberwolves won another championship behind Sharif Abdul-Rahim. And Hakeem Olajuwon and Michael Jordan retired. And Michael Jordan teamed up with Hakeem at the end of his career. That's crazy. How did I not see that? But Hakeem was definitely the GOAT of this simulation. Other than Giannis. I mean, Giannis is probably the real GOAT. They don't even have his 10 Defensive Player of the Year awards on here. But 3 MVPs. He only won 1 championship though. That's a little surprising. So Jordan's got a beat there actually, because he has 2 championships. But he got his championships done early, and then he just never did anything else, which is really really weird for Michael Jordan. And he retired at a 77 overall, which is also strange. Charles Barkley, he never did anything. Bunch of All-Stars. He made 1 first-team All-NBA team, and that's it. Was with the Kings his entire career, it looks like. So that's weird. Karl Malone retires already too. The Spurs never did anything either. So yeah, I mean that's those guys are already retired. I mean, who made the Hall of Fame? I mean, it's got to be So those guys, they all made the Hall of Fame, but none of them were. Other than those 2 were the best of this group, and they weren't even as good as they were in real life. So that's crazy. Maybe Giannis is just that good. He like nerfs the rest of the league. I'm not gonna make that implication. Gilbert Arenas, okay, he's on the Clippers. Tony Parker on the Cavaliers. Jason Richardson, Pau Gasol to the Spurs. The Spurs, they lose Karl Malone. They get Pau Gasol as a replacement. That's pretty good. All right, and then let's see. Giannis is probably declining a little bit more now. Yeah, he's down at 89 now. The rest of the team is and they got Eddie Jones now. That's pretty good. But they still have a pretty solid team, even though he's definitely on the decline. But I think I'm just gonna keep simming now, and then I'll only pop back in if something significant happens, like if they make it to the finals or whatever. All right, there it is. It is the end of the 2005 season, and Giannis has called it a career, retiring at age 39 after 21 seasons in the league. Every one of those with the Washington Bullets / Wizards. 6-time MVP, 2-time champion, 18-time All-Star, a ton of first-team All-NBA selections, a couple of Defensive Player of the Year awards, Rookie of the Year, just an incredible career. So yeah, man. I mean, I guess Charles Oakley was wrong. He was not just a six man. If the simulation has anything to say about it, he was Giannis. I mean, that's what we expect out of Giannis. So yeah, incredible career from Giannis Antetokounmpo. Obviously going to be in the Hall of Fame, and obviously going to have his 34 retired by the Washington Wizards. Let's see how he stacked up in the history of the NBA. So he finished first all time in points scored. That's crazy. In like 43,000? Oh my god, dude. That's way beyond Kareem's actual record, which I think Kareem himself, no, he didn't even reach that many points, because I think Kareem had 38,000. I did this in another video where I saw like how quickly a guy could break Kareem's record. Yeah, so Kareem didn't even get to 38,000, but even still, like Giannis was like 5,000 points more than Kareem scored in real life, and then almost over 9,000 points more than Kareem scored in this simulation. Jordan finished third in points because he didn't retire to go play baseball, so that helps him out a lot there. Second all time in 3-pointers made. That's actually crazy. So Giannis, either he developed a 3-point shot, or he was just the only guy taking them because he's from the modern NBA and that's what we do. That's actually crazy. I mean, he almost 2,600. That's nothing to sneeze at. That's nuts. Second all time in free throws made. Third all time in rebounds, which is also insane given the fact that these two guys will never be beat. 11th all time in assists. That would be cool if you could have finished top 10 in all three categories, but I think number 1 and number 3 in rebounds is pretty insane. And then 4th all time in blocks. Olajuwon, obviously number 1 in blocks. So, I mean, he did that in real life too. First all time in steals as well. Yeah, I mean, he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. He's he's the best player ever. So yeah, I think if this proves anything, you put Giannis Antetokounmpo in the 80s, and he's even better than he is now. So take that, Charles Oakley. You don't know what you're talking about, and no one's surprised. All right, that's it for this video. If you liked it, hit the like button. If you have other players that you want to see me do this with, put it in the comments, or keep it yourself. I don't know. I'll figure it out later.